Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Hello and welcome to the last in the current series of Countryside here on Manx Radio. I'm Simon Clark.
And I'm Kirree. At the weekend, we headed down to Orrisdale for the Southern District Agricultural Show.
We were in the main ring for the awards ceremony and talked to the Supreme Champion and the reserves. We speak to the judge on the day and the club secretary. Plus, we'll have a look forward in 2 weeks' time to the Royal Manx Agricultural Show. And also, we hear from the Manx Wildlife Trust about the changes that they've made in some of their key positions. Well, loads to get through on this programme today, but what a fabulous Southern District Agricultural Show. The public and the committee and all the people who went and attended and put their stalls there. It was a wonderful time, Kirree, wasn't it?
I don't think they could have fitted any more in those show fields. It was cram-packed, but the atmosphere was great. It was full of excitement and it didn't rain. How great is that?
Brilliant. Anyway, let's get straight into the awards ceremony. Kirree and myself were recording when the judge on the day, Trish Gelling, announced the winner. So, of course, now, Kirree, the president, the judge for today, the president has picked the judge, Trish Gelling.
Yes, very well versed. Trish in livestock production over the years. She's having a final inspection of her four in the lineup. What four beautifully well turned out animals here today, Simon?
Yeah, we got Vicky Sloan Masson and, of course, Neil and the Masson family with the Holstein, champion Holstein there. And then bit of a family affair because they've got the champion Ayrshire in as well.
They have indeed, and turned out impeccably. Two absolutely cracking cows to come forward from their classes. They would have been hard sections to win earlier in the day, but to see them in this final lineup, absolutely in top condition, aren't they?
Yeah, and then Lee Kane is in with the Limousin cow and calf.
Yeah, that's right. A very well muscled cow and calf. Lee's doing an able job there, showing on his own with help at the back. But how quiet they stand, the mother and the bull calf there.
Yeah, and it's quite interesting when you walk around and you see them on display, and you see some of the people going, "Wow, look at the bull over there, Mum." And, no, it's not a bull.
This is it, and you probably could mistake that cow for being quite masculine, being a bull. She does look heavy muscled, but that is a breed that's it's around to produce meat. It's got a great reputation for meat yield, light bone, easy calving, good to milk. So they have been British #1 breed for the last few years, been the most popular breed. So yeah, well done to Lee again, coming through stiff classes there.
Yeah, and the sheep is in there, and of course your own family, the Kermos at Orrisdale. Showing the Suffolk, is it?
It is. It's a Suffolk ewe lamb. It's a ewe lamb that was born late March. She's been a standout ewe lamb from the start, and today she really did shine through in the classes. She was up against some fantastic stock in the short wool section to come out as the short wool champion today. Ably shown there by Sophie Anderson and Richard. Very, very proud.
Well, Trish Gelling having another look around the back off the final four. Of course, Peter Quayle and Ray Crane on the commentary as always, and very enthusiastic and knowledgeable about the animals that's in the Grand Parade here. And she's heading over to the sheep tail. Look! Oh
my word!
Well, there you go. Well done, the Kermode family in Orrisdale Farm, the hosts of the show as well. Trish Gelling has picked out the Suffolk. The first reserve then is Lee Kane, the Kane family with their Limousin cow and calf. The second reserve then is going to be Vicky Sloan Masson with the Holstein, and the third reserve, the Ayrshire cow from the Masson family at Ballacricket. And there, so, well, what a brilliant day and a great day for yourselves. How are you feeling?
I'm speechless, Simon. Makes a change for us to be quiet, doesn't it? But no, absolutely delighted. She's come through a real hard section this morning at the sheep lines. There's some really, really top producers, breeders down there. They've put years of breeding into the genetics that they brought today. And for her to come through, you need a lot of luck on your side, and that is the icing on the cake. It really is.
Well, Thomas Kermode, many congratulations. What a win for you today. You must be delighted.
Thank you very much, Simon. Yeah, it's been there's a lot of work goes into these things, and this is the icing on the cake, so to speak. And it's been 10 years or more since we've been stood in the Supreme position. So we're very pleased with today's result. It's like I said, there's a lot of work goes on behind the scenes and a lot of breeding of the animals. We look at the pedigrees, and you're working years. You're working for years to get to where you are today, sort of thing. And it's paid off this time round.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you say years. It's not just one that where a few weeks before the show you decide, nah, this one looks quite good.
Well, it can be like that sometimes. You sort of have a rough pick to start with, and then you work through them, and then if one's looking a little bit better from the other bunch, you can pull them in. But the actual pedigree side of it, the bloodlines run back for generations. So we're running on sheep that we've probably had in the flock for 20, 30 years now. And you can trace their heritage right back through the years. It's quite interesting in that respect. And you like to hope you're trying to improve the bloodlines as you go on.
Does that sort of add to the satisfaction of taking away the Supreme Champion when it dates back years of your hard work?
No, well, it adds to it. So it gives you the boost that you need, that you're going in the right direction, and you're not only improving your own flock, but as a breed as a whole, you're bringing the breed forward with you. You like to think. So that's what we do, why we do it, and we enjoy it. And there's lots of arguments on the way, but that's families for you as well.
It is families for you. But it's a great achievement today, and just tell us a little bit about it, because quite a sort of traditional breed, the Suffolk, that's won. Tell us about it. How old's this one?
Yes, well, she's a ewe lamb, so she's about 6 months old, sorry, and they are a traditional British breed, and they're bred for their size and the frame. We call them big boned because they've got big bone structure. They're a big carcass animal, and they're very popular in the UK. They're just a lovely big sheep to work with, and they're very nice natured as well. They're very docile, so it's a pleasant job when you're going to wash them and show them. They're quite nice to show.
And it's interesting, yourselves and all the Kermode family, you've got a lot of different breeds that you show as well, not just limited to the one, are you?
Yeah, we like to have a little selection. It's I have a preference for the Charolais sheep, whereas my sister likes the Texels and my father likes the Suffolks. So there's a bit of jockeying for position, and behind the scenes there's a bit of banter as to who's got the best sheep and who's going to win this year. But yeah, we all muck in and team together, and yeah, we hope to get the top results, but it doesn't always work out. But yeah, it's to be fair, the sheep this year been very strong competition in the sheep lines. The other producers done an excellent job. The standard of sheep in the Isle of Man is tip top, really.
Yeah. But all in all, great day for you, showing it and getting it ready for the show and coming away with Supreme Champion 2025. Doesn't get much better. No, it's what you strive for. There's only 2 main shows over here, and if you can get one of them in the bag, it's a good year. Doesn't always work out, but when you do get it, it's a proud moment, and it keeps you going for the next year and try and repeat it. But it's one of them. Well done, anyway.
Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you.
Well, a surprise announcement there for Kirree, and also we heard from brother Thomas Kermode as well, telling us a little bit about the Suffolk ewe that won this year's Supreme Champion at the 2025 Southern District Agricultural Show. First Reserve, a great exhibition of cow and calf.
It was indeed. Lee Kane and the family there from Crosby. I caught up with Lee just after the success. A cracking outfit you had out in that final lineup.
Yeah, very pleased, Kirree. She's a cow that's breeding really, really well for us. She bred the Supreme Champion here last year, was off her. That was from an embryo flush we done, and then this is her first natural calf since that, so yeah, absolutely delighted.
And it's always stiff competition coming through the sections, and to have a lovely cow and calf like that, you know, you can't really go past them, can you, when there's a pair there?
Yeah, she did lots of compliments on her. There wasn't big lot in the beef section today. It was a little bit disappointing, but still pleased to come out on top. And real tough opposition when you get to that main ring. Vicky had 2 real good cows, and then the sheep. I liked the reserve sheep as well as the champion. So no, they looked thought the good lineup at the end, and Trish very well qualified to be judged. She's done a lot of stock judging over the years and usually ends up on top when she's judging, so very good.
No, it was a great day all round. But Lee, just going back to the farm, how much work goes into producing a cow and calf like that?
Oh, the work. People wouldn't believe you if you told them the work that's involved in preparing them for the show. You know, you're looking at 3 months back, starting work really, 2 to 3 months, start selecting what you're going to take, and then obviously you've got to feed them for the show, preparation. The calf, I really struggled training that calf this year. Has been a real handful. That's why Ray commented on me leading both the cow and the calf, but it's the only way he would walk. He's happy walking with his mother, but he won't walk when you've got him on his own. So I wasn't showing off. It was the only way I could manage to do it. So, but it's been the kids haven't been about to help this year. They've both been on holiday. Ellie's gone away for the summer. Tom's been busy and on holiday, so I've had Dad roped in and Sarah, and they've been good.
Excellent. That's it. Back to the A-team.
Yeah. No, they're always there when you need help.
And that's the thing. It's getting the help, isn't it? And ably followed up by Richard Quayle.
Yeah, Richie stepped in. He helped come up and help me load them in the morning, because sometimes that's a bit of an issue. So he was there all day to help me, and really appreciated it. And well, I'd just like to say massive congratulations, obviously, to the Kermode family on winning today. But also to the show. I thought it was a fantastic show. Real well done to the Southern. This real good day and a lot of people here.
There we go. That was Lee Kane from Crosby talking about his Limousin cow and calf.
Well, the second reserve and third reserve both went to Ballycricket Farm to mother and father, and also daughter and son. Firstly, I spoke to Vicky Sloan Masson and found out more about her Holstein.
Well, Vicky Sloan Masson, second reserve in the Southern show this year, but not the victory, but you must take solace in having 2 of your own animals in the final 4. That's brilliant.
Well, the Asia is actually my children, Neil and I's children. Rhiannon, Alec Masson's got their own herd of Asia cows, so it's not really mine.
Still part of the family, but
yes, definitely.
You must be so proud,
yeah,
though,
definitely.
Yourself and the youngsters as well.
Oh yeah, we've had a big team here today, and we've got lots of helpers, and we couldn't be here without them.
But you've, over the years, Vicky, you and Neil and the family have had great success at these shows. And even though you've not come out as Supreme Champion this year, how much of an honour is it to be in the final lineup and be there again, right near the edge?
Well, good, yeah. It's just a shame that numbers are dwindling in all of the sectors, and these local shows are really important to support. But we do our best, and we've brought 7 animals here today. And this cow that's won the Holstein Champion this year is actually out of the Blue Sky Honeybee, which has actually won the Rose Bowl before. So these family just keep coming through. They just seem to be a really good line, and obviously we're breeding them right to get them there as well. So it's great to have them keep coming through.
Well, obviously you're breeding them right, because obviously some of our listeners who regular to Countryside will have heard us talking to you when you got recognised in the UK Awards.
For the Master Breeders Award, and I'm pretty sure that the Honeybee line has helped us gain that award. The longevity of them, and just their milk production and their ability to graze grass has just got the extra points that we needed to win that award. And it's probably down to certain cow families that help you get there. So it's.
What's the name of this one?
So she's a Kirree Unix honeybee.
Yeah. And it's fantastic. 6 inches away and just not a care in the world.
No, and you wouldn't believe that this cow, we put her on a halter last year for some professional photographs, and she hadn't been a halter up until about a fortnight ago. We've done a lot of work with her to desensitise her and get her used to being on a halter and everything that's going around her, and she just made us so proud today.
Brilliant, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, let's get a word with daughter, and Neil's moved away. Rhiann Masson, well done today. Great, not the victory, but in the final four again. Great day for the family as we're going to get ran over.
Yes, they're really great. It's an honour.
Yeah, but as your mum was saying there, you know, that it's nothing really to do with them. It's you and your brother that raising these yourselves now.
Yeah, she looks after them day to day and milks them twice a day though, so I owe it all to her, obviously.
Yeah. And how much preparation goes into getting them ready for this show?
Oh, far too much, you know.
Really?
I actually ended up clipping this whole cow myself. It's the first cow I've ever done. I've started to do a little bit more clipping this year to help my mum out, and I'm actually going to Belgium in September to represent the Holstein young breeders for the clipping competition, so I need to get the practice in.
Yeah, and I mean, there is a lot of preparation that people don't realise ahead of them, isn't there?
Absolutely, yeah. All of the feeding, the washing, and keeping them in, and making sure that they're halter trained and that they're happy enough to be here today, because it is all about the welfare, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because the size of them, and people are at awe that we're so close to these animals who could knock us over easily, and yet they're just sitting there all standing there all behaved.
Mostly, yeah. She is getting a little bit impatient now, obviously.
But how much are you looking forward to going to Belgium then?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to it. Yeah. Hopefully we'll. It's all about teaching as well as representing the UK. So hopefully I'll learn a lot there as well, and be able to bring that back to the island.
Yeah, pass on the knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, brilliant. Well done.
Thank you.
There we are, Rhiann Masson, and also before that, Vicky Sloan Masson, all from Ballot Cricket Farm, and picking up the second and third reserves. And good luck, Rhiann, in Belgium there. That's a great opportunity, isn't it? And just shows the consistency that that family put out in the shows, isn't it?
It really does. They were turned out impeccably. And again, it's lovely to see the next generation wanting to go and learn and thrive, to come back to the island, bring that knowledge and carry on in agriculture. You know, it's got quite a bright future, the show ring. There's lots of people getting involved and keeping Rhiann and Alec interested. With a big award like that, it's just fantastic.
It certainly is. Well, Trish Gellin, we mentioned before, had a good look around the show field and singled out them last four and then chose the winner in the end. I caught up with her after the fuss and the awards had died down a little bit to find out the reasons behind her choices.
Well, Trish Gellin, you were picked today from the president as the judge, and well, a popular winner on home soil today.
Yeah, just took my eyes from looking at the lineup, just took my eye from the start and just kept going back over them, but just drew me back. And then second place was another difficult one, just whittling them down, but then I made my decision.
But a great lineup as well.
Very good lineup of stock from all areas of
Well, you know your sheep as well, and is it unusual to have the Suffolk in there?
No, not really. It's just a breed of sheep.
Quite a traditional breed,
traditional
isn't it?
breed, and it just stands well, presents itself well, all the correctness about it, as you want to find.
Is it difficult to take in all the different areas of the different animals and different sizes?
Well, I've done handling a long time ago, and so you sort of know what you're looking for in the cows and all. And I like sheep, sort of got an idea, like doing all the sheep shearing and stock judgings and various things. So just.
And a lot of the people around a packed ring here at the Southern Show, which is
very
great
good.
to see.
Lovely to see.
It is great to see, and it's great that you've got Peter Quayle and Ray Crane as well doing some commentary, just to enlighten the people that may not know so much about it as well.
People need to know what they're looking at, descriptions of them, and it's just taken on board, like all the atmosphere of it all as well is nice, and let people know.
Because you walk around with that experience, and like you said, you know what you're looking for, but the people around the ring will go, well, I thought that one was bigger, why didn't that one win?
Yes, bigger's not always best, as they say, but no, just they're all best of their classes. They're all best of what's here today. That's why they're out there. So at the end of the day, you've got to pick something against a cow, against a sheep, against beef. And it's a difficult decision, but at the end of the day, you've got to make a decision on it, and she just stood out and did everything that I required of her anyway.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty popular choice and a good day done. And how does it feel to be
and
the
I
judge?
honoured, yeah, really honoured, very pleased. And Claire and I have been friends for years and years, going back and back, and done lots of shows and handling and all ourselves over the years. And it's just nice to get on the other side of it now and lap up the experience of it and enjoy it, which I have done, and it's been a lovely day. Weather's not too hot, not too cold, perfect for man and beast, isn't it? Yes.
Judge for the day at the Southern District Agricultural Show, Trish Gelling. And the last word at the Southern Show went to the hard-working secretary, Kirree.
It was indeed Zoe Hampton. The build-up to the show has been unbelievable, so I caught her after the first day to see what her thoughts had been.
Day one over. I don't think we've ever had this many people at Orrisdale Farm.
And that said, it is a hive of activity. There's so many different sections. We said the entries were good in our preview to the show, but what did you expect it to be this good?
No entries. I know before show day how many entries I've got in the horses, the cattle, the sheep. But record entries in the exhibition marquee. The girls in there have been completely overwhelmed with the arts, crafts, flowers. I've never seen so many flowers and vegetables. It's fantastic.
And that is it. It just makes all that hard work behind the scenes so worth it. You've got a band of volunteers here.
Yeah, so many volunteers, and without them all, there would be no show. So thank you to each and every one of you.
And that's the thing, we've all got to be patient. This is very much a show on a new site that's ever adapting.
Yeah, each year we've made changes. This is our 5th year now, so this year we thought we'd changed the way the entrance is, and that just flows better. We've moved the light horses into the livestock field, which makes better arenas. Yeah, everything's just worked so far this year.
And I do see that the traffic management out there, you know, nobody expected so many visitors, and we've had to be very patient.
I know, just sorry to everybody that's been sat in the car park. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just the sheer amount of people that are here, and our volunteers are trying their very, very best.
And that said, next year it can be all looked at again.
It can, and next year it could be wet, and we won't have any visitors. So
don't be saying that.
So we just don't know. We just don't know year on year. So we can't plan like that.
And we're all set for a good second day. The Sunday's always a best day for everybody that come and have a look around. But the Meg Lambs, we say it every time we speak, they are the absolute highlight.
Yeah, Meg Lambs tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Everybody, we've got a great turnout this year. So this year we had a theme, and it's Tour de Orrisdale. So we don't know, they might turn up on bikes. We just don't know.
What is your highlight, Zoe, as being the secretary? You know, when you actually reflect back on the 2 days, what is the favourite part for you?
My highlight is just seeing everybody here, and just that's what makes it worthwhile. When you see the smiling faces, people at the queues for the catering vans, then everybody is happy. The trade stands, yeah, if it's a good day, everybody is happy, and that makes me happy.
There we go. That was Zoe Hampton, the Secretary of the Southern District Agricultural Show.
Well, what a success that has been this year. And success over recent years as well for the Royal Manx Agricultural Society's show held at Nucalo Farm in the west of the island. And Kirree caught up with the Secretary of the Royal Manx Show, Carol Kenyock.
Just round the corner now, the Royal Manx Agricultural Show. It's such an exciting time of year, but there'll be a lot of stress right now, I bet, getting prepared.
Yes, this time of year, time just goes and I've no idea where it goes, and I always think I've still got a month to go, but today here at the Southern it all becomes very, very real that the Royal Manx is only 2 weeks away.
It really is. And preparations will be getting underway over there because it's, again, a huge site. You know, you've got acres of land to sort out. You've got volunteers to help out, a show committee to make the plans. You know, it's not done overnight.
No, this is months and months of planning, and we do build on what we've done year on year. We're starting to mark the show field out now, and from Thursday we'll then be starting to move all of the equipment out of what we call the big shed that stores absolutely everything onto the show field, and then starting to erect the marquees.
It's amazing how, you know, you need an army of people to get the marquees up and put in place, and also bringing together the entertainment and the activities, you know, that they're year on year making it special, something more exciting. What plans have you got this year?
Yes, you're right. So we tried to have a varied programme. We tried to change the programme from year to year. But when you look at agricultural shows away, the circuits are all very, very similar. And it's difficult at times to come up with new things. This year, our main entertainment on both days is an equine stunt group called The Outlaws, who, from the videos we've watched, are extremely exciting, and we can't wait to have them with us. Spike Milton and the Timber Guys are back. They make a return again this year. They're very, very popular. What they do and what they can achieve with a chainsaw has to be seen to be believed. It really does. New this year for us is the Sheepdog Challenge. That again will run both Friday and Saturday. And that's being organised by WAC, Kelly. I know nothing about it, I'm sorry. So if you want any more information, you get in touch with WAC on that one.
But isn't it amazing to have that bond between the shepherd and the dog? And people are just in awe when they see the dogs in action out there.
I'm absolutely in awe of any dog that will work. Coming from a farming background where dogs seem to be more of a hindrance than a help, we now farm without any dogs simply because of that reason. Yeah. We haven't the patience or the time to train a dog.
So that just goes to show, the person in that ring that day, putting on the entertainment for us, has spent many, many hours training them.
Hours and hours and researching. I'm sure that the dog, the bitch, the background, the generations, and the parental history, how they act, how they know the generations before have performed. It's a skill, and it's a skill that really is, very, very special.
And that said, you don't see too much of it in the countryside. Many working dogs have been replaced with quads and or children or grandchildren running around. So,
or me.
Oh yeah. So it is nice to see them, in action. And the agricultural show being an agriculture, the livestock section, that is the one that people cannot wait to get up close with these big animals. Busy as usual?
Absolutely. Entries were very, very slow to start off with. I'd say we're on a par with other years. Some sections are up, some sections are down. But just to remind people, our main livestock day is the Saturday. Don't turn up and be disappointed on the Friday. It is Saturday where all the livestock is there. And then the most special event of any agricultural show for me is always the Grand Parade.
That really is the absolute icing on the cake, isn't it? And what time will that be on the Saturday?
4 o'clock. And we kick off with the Grand Parade at 4 o'clock. If we were... Well, hopefully we're not sort of hit by weather, either wet or too hot, we would pull forward. But we are 4 o'clock start.
Oh, brilliant. And also, Carol, tickets for the show. I know you do run some competitions. Is there any up for grabs this year?
Yes, Manx Radio are doing competition throughout the week. I think that's on the morning show. Chance to win 2 free tickets. Tickets are available online. They will increase to the gate price Wednesday at midnight. So it's £8 on the Friday, £8 online at the moment for Saturday, and that will increase to £10 come Wednesday midnight, the Wednesday prior to the show, the 6th of August.
Excellent. And getting them online makes it a lot easier and a bit quicker getting through the queues at the gate.
You can still, and make that clear, you still can purchase tickets on the gate. You don't have to buy them online at all.
That is really good. And obviously, to make the show feel what it is, you've got the trade stands, the caterers and everybody that brings it together. Anything fresh for this time?
No, it's all much of a muchness again this year. I think we probably do need to sit down and have a good think of what we could perhaps change, but it's working at the moment, and sometimes if it's working, don't fix it.
That's very true, yeah. It is. And the world famous Burger Queen, she'll be there again this year?
Oh, absolutely. Burger Queen will be running both Friday and Saturday, of course, and then with their very special afternoon teas again on both days.
You're listening to Countryside here on Manx Radio with Kirree and myself, Simon Clark. Well, there's been some changes since Lee Morris stepped down as CEO of the Manx Wildlife Trust. The new CEO was Graham Makepeace-Warren, and also they've got a new person in charge of Graham's role. Let's find out more.
Well, firstly, Graham, many congratulations on your appointment. Not long into it now, though.
Thanks very much. Yeah, just a month and a half, although I've been off for 2 weeks of those so far. So I've only done about 4 weeks' work so far.
Now, obviously, taking over from Lee Morris as CEO, tough few years ahead of you?
No, not at all, because he's left the organisation in such a great state. I've really enjoyed working with Lee over the last 5 years. He's still part of the Wildlife Trust's federation. He's got a new role, which is to do with our international work. So I'll still be working with him. He'll be over for the Inter-Island Environment meeting in September.
Seems to be
when you look on the website of the Manx Wildlife Trust, there seems to be lots of different branches, excuse the pun there, and areas of the Manx Wildlife Trust are involved in.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's nature, isn't it? There is no one island conservation charity other than Manx Wildlife Trust that tries to sort of bring everything together, and we work very closely with others like Manx Birdlife, Manx Whale and Dolphin Watch, Manx Bat Group, Isle of Man Fungus Group, but there isn't really one organisation that's trying to restore habitats on scale for the kind of whole of the natural environment remit, which is obviously a big and varied area.
It must be tough, though. Obviously, there's people wanting to build things on the Isle of Man. There's people wanting to change areas, extend their own thing. There's farmers are trying to do their work commercially. But as we've heard on previous programmes to do with the Farm and Wildlife Advisory Group, a lot of them now are trying to work with nature pretty well.
Very much so, and historically, farmers are the custodians of the countryside, and it's not about one or the other. Whether that's development, people need places to live, or farming, we need food. It's just about doing things in a way that is sensitive to our wildlife, and also using natural solutions. Natural solutions can really help us create more food or create places to live that are better for us both physically and mentally.
The Isle of Man, it's not that big in comparison to a lot of places, but it seems to have a lot to offer for people involved in nature and walking and, just having a good stroll in the countryside, looking at some plants and birds and wildlife.
Well, I chose to move here 7.5 years ago, so I would agree with you on that completely, but really, it's two things for me in the Isle of Man. One is it's got lots of open green space and lots of countryside. That's important. But two, it is often called a microcosm of the UK. So in terms of habitats and geology, it's got all the same stuff as the UK, but it's condensed down to an island that you can travel around in a day. So you can wake up in the morning, you can go to the beach, and then you can go up a mountain in the afternoon. That's it's not a problem here. So that's a great draw for me.
Obviously, one of the things as well, you said you've been here a few years now, and does it always bring up surprises for you?
Absolutely. So just last week we've had 19 lichenologists over from the British Lichen Society recording lichens and other species for us on our reserves and elsewhere. They've recorded lots of new species for the island and pointed out some quite interesting bits of our reserves that we weren't aware of. So yeah, nature never stops surprising you, and there are some really unique habitats and places in the Isle of Man.
But your role moving up to CEO, Graham, leaves a vacancy below you, which you're smiling and glad to say that it's been filled.
Yeah, I am smiling. So my first priority when I became CEO was to replace myself as head of engagement. Alongside David Bellamy, who's the head of conservation and land. They're really important roles for the leadership and direction of the organisation and delivering the great stuff that we do. So it was a priority for me, and I'm really happy that we've been able to bring Carmel on board. She has all the skills and experience that we really need in this role.
Well, Carmel, let's get her name. This surname is intriguing me. Crowcamp. It's got a nice feel of Manx to it.
Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got a lot of connection with the Isle of Man, although you've done a lot of work off the island. Your roots have been here.
Yeah, I grew up on the Isle of Man. I grew up just upstream from where we are now, which is in Kildare Nature Reserve, and here up here in Kirkmichael. And then I went off to university, and then I ended up working in nature conservation in Brazil for 15 years. And then after the pandemic, I kind of got thinking and decided to move back to eventually to the island with my kids, so that they can kind of have the same thing that I did growing up as well, because it's really special, I think. Yeah. And so now I can't believe it really, that I can get to work in nature conservation on the Isle of Man. That's like a dream.
15 years in Brazil, that's fairly big compared to the Isle of Man. But have we got a lot to offer in comparison?
The Isle of Man's got tons to offer. Conservation here is so different to there in lots of different ways. And what we've got here is a connection on the part of people. People have that awareness. People's quality of life depends on nature in such a kind of way that they're aware of the connection between people and their well-being, their health, and communities and the economy and nature is so evident in a lot of ways on the Isle of Man. In Brazil, what we were doing a lot of time is you're conserving wilderness, or you're trying to stop species from going extinct. We worked with a lot of critically endangered species, which are species that have really few individuals remaining on the planet, and you have to try and save the species. And it's a really different ball game to here. You're looking at our whole landscape and all the nature around us is really, really shaped by people on the Isle of Man, right? Much more so than in Brazil, where you've got that wilderness. But at the same time, it gives these really interesting, I think, opportunities to work with conservation, to help people be aware of conservation, and to make it really relevant to people's lives as well, and to help it create prosperity, I think, for people as well.
And I think it shows as well the Manx Wildlife Trust by the amount of volunteers that you have.
It's a huge amount of volunteers. It's massive. And going around and talking to some of them and just learning about Manx Wildlife Trust in general and how things operate, I'm really touched by how many people there are that with all their heart give their time and their energy and their interest to Manx Wildlife Trust and to nature and conservation. It's really touching. People are really kind of care, and giving your time is something really precious, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, where we are now at Kirree, there's lots of little glens and places like this. They're surrounded by trees and foliage and flora and all the fauna that goes with it. But I suppose they're susceptible to trees falling over and getting overgrown with different sort of plants that maybe you don't want.
Yeah, I think that there's management to do, and it's important to keep people safe. That is something that in Brazil, I was running an organisation that was a kind of ecotourism and visitation site that had just over 900,000 visitors a year that were going through the Atlantic rainforest. So we had heavy rainfalls, we had bomb cyclones, we had just massive jungle trees just crashing down, and just lots of people going through there. And it's kind of amazing that not a single person ever was hurt in all my time there from these things. Nature tends to be, it's often actually one of the safest places to be, one of the nicest places to be. And it's really nice just being a custodian for it, making it accessible for people, like inviting people to come in, helping people feel comfortable in it. That's a lovely, it's just a lovely job.
Yeah. And there's plenty of places on the Isle of Man that are available to the general public as well.
There is so many places. Manx Wildlife Trust has got a lot of reserves. We are now up to 33 reserves, and I think those reserves, as well as other nature reserves and protected areas of the Isle of Man, they form such a big part of people's lives right now, quality of life, and how much of our time any one of us will spend in those places is actually massive. It's much bigger than lots of other places on Earth, right? And we are so lucky, I think, to live here in this way.
Well, you're sounding so enthusiastic about this role. Getting stuck in already?
I'm playing catch up, so I've got literally and figuratively big shoes to fill here, right? With going into Graham's old job. For me, it was part of the appeal in a way that I'm, coming in with a CEO who was head of engagement and who knows the side of things so well. That's really, really nice thing to have at a boss. And I'm just playing catch up now. I came in the week of Festival of the Sea with just, putting up helping people putting up the whole thing and learning kind of just, playing sort of aquarium Lego, I think, plumbing together the big tanks and stuff, and which was really fun. But yeah, just trying to get into it now, yeah.
The new CEO at the Manx Wildlife Trust, Graham Makepeace-Warne, and also the new head of engagement, Carmel Crowcamp. And we wish them all the best in their new positions going forward with the Manx Wildlife Trust. Well, we tried to pack in as much as we can on this week's programme. There'll be longer version of Countryside. If you go to Manx Radio's website, you can download the podcast and hear the interviews in a more fuller detail. But that's it for the current series. Kirree will be here with a podcast from the Royal Manx Agricultural Society show in a couple of weeks' time. So until then, from me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kirree Kermode.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.